very messy, not attractive art studio basement and working on this painting. Now this has been a crazy experiment. I have been messing around with like different techniques. It's completely looked different before. It's finally taking some type of shape now, whereas before it was just, I didn't know where it was going. I was attempting to work in just abstract. Now you might experience this, like if you want to try changing your art style, it can be really challenging to like integrate new things into your style or even completely try to change your art style. And I was kind of doing that, not necessarily trying to completely change my art style, but pivot and try new things. My style's always going to be somewhat the same. I feel like you can't really completely change your art style. I think it's hard to do that, but I think you can learn new skills, learn new techniques, and make your art kind of go in a different direction, even though it might have that similar thread of what you kind of always do. This painting incorporates a lot of different techniques that I've recently been learning, point where I'm liking it and I'm not sure if it's done or I need to, it's not totally done, because I looked at this and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I actually like it. Do I want to like keep working on it or should I stop? That's the other thing I feel like can be challenging for artists, is like, is it done? Like, should I keep going or should I stop? Am I going to ruin it? Because sometimes that does happen. You'll ruin your artwork if you don't stop when you should have stopped. So it's kind of like knowing when that is. That's something I'm finding with trying to work with more abstract things and doing more of that abstract style. I'm finding it challenging to know when to stop working on the painting, because when you're doing a specific thing, like for example, my 3D cow skulls, I know when it's done basically, because you know, you did the whole sculpture and it's completed. Like it's a planned out thing. But when you're like intuitively painting and making something abstract or more abstract, it's harder to know when it's finished. That's something I find is a struggle. But this is what I'm working on right now. I'm really starting to like it finally, because I was not liking it before. I felt like it was just not where, I didn't even know where it was going, and it just kind of felt off. It's hard to explain, but it's been through so many different like transitional things. Kind of talk about that a little bit if you're trying a new art style. And I'm going to give you a close-up of the painting to show you some of the details of what I'm working on. So I still want to work on this bird here and put the lighter colors in it, showing you some of the details of this painting. And I'm also experimenting with these acrylic pens, acrylic markers, I guess they are, to make like these marks on here. These were like dream catcher stencils that I used. And I kind of see this as the numbers and letters are kind of what you would maybe say your fated reality, because I am into numerology and astrology and stuff. So numbers are very significant and often can show us information about your life and things of that nature. So the idea is the dream catchers are kind of the, you know, the dreams that we all have in our lives, like what we want to become and accomplish. And the birds are symbolic of like the souls, you know, the spirit, the people. And I don't know if you'd say lost dreams, but sort of that idea of like, you know, what happens in your life as opposed to your dreams and your wishes, you know, that you're putting out into the world, and like, you know, what actually ends up happening. You know, do you catch those dreams? And that's kind of what the painting symbolizes to me at this point. It kind of had many incarnations, but that's what I feel like it means now. I did modeling paste on these stencils, so they have like a raised they're raised. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. And then I did that with the letters as well, numbers and letters. I decided to bring out these dream catchers a little bit more because I feel like they were kind of blending in too much. See in this camera like what this really looks like. But I felt like they needed to pop out more, so I'm adding a light green to these dream catchers because I thought I wanted to incorporate some of the green in the top that I had in the bottom. I debated putting more white in this as well. Nervous to do it, but I sort of feel like when I'm looking from it from far away, like say you're photographing this, well, I think it'll be better upstairs in the light, in the natural light, and it'll pick up on all the little details. Like right here, looking at this, it looks kind of like it's not as dimensional as it looks when I'm looking at it in person, but you want it to be able to photograph well too. So I'm kind of debating on that, if I want to bring some more white into this and kind of like pop it out a little bit more. I'm kind of scratching into it as well. That's one of the techniques I've been using. I'm going in with this black acrylic marker and just bringing out some of the letters in the lower part. Kind of feeling like I might end up dulling that out again. I don't know. It's good. These letters I thought were going to be like the easiest part of this painting, and they are not. They are actually the harder part. One of the hard parts. Because I kind of wanted it as this like design element at the bottom, but as I kept painting, the letters kind of got lost in it as well. I kind of like how that's a little bit worn. Maybe I'll go in with some white. Step away from this for now. This is like one of those things. It's like you gotta step away and then take a break and see how you feel about it. You know, come back to it later because you might screw it up. Here's the finished painting upstairs, and I am very happy with how it turned out. And I'll give you a little close up.